Okay, my friends, we are live and open inside this circle. So, what we're going to do inside here is this. I'm going to share with you like the framing of eclipse energy so that we can all get jiggy with what is this really? What is the opportunity of this? And what am I going to do and what am I not going to do when we're inside eclipse energy? And then I'm going to tune into the specific invitation for this eclipse because every eclipse has some different flavor that it comes through with. So it's always eclipse energy, but then it has like a sprinkle of flavor on top. So we can really amplify what is possible for us when we tune into the specific invitation of the eclipse. And then I'm going to share with you all a really fun, interactive, and engaging way that you can play with eclipse energy for the next 2 weeks until we meet our full moon eclipse later in the month. So let's play. So first, actually, let me say this now because I am likely to forget when I get excited about eclipse energy. For those who are paid subscribers on Substack, we have already begun the Cosmic Catalyst journey, which is the journey pre-eclipse, through the eclipses, and then out the other side. So the whole eclipse energy is in Cosmic Catalyst. The first step of your journey was sent via email last week. After this moon circle, you're going to get the next step. Next week, you get the next one, and then the next one. So for those who are a paid subscriber, look out for more on Cosmic Catalyst coming through your email inbox. If for any reason it's not there, please reach out to me because I want to make sure that all paid subscribers have the full opportunity of harnessing eclipse energy through Cosmic Catalyst, which is the eclipse journey. And for those who aren't paid, not too late to join, my friends. So a Cosmic Catalyst it's audio. It's kind of like listening to a little mini podcast episode from me. They're about 15 minutes long for each step of the journey, explaining what's happening at this point in the energy. And then you get meditations and journal prompts and rituals as we go through the journey. So it's really the whole guide through the whole eclipse energy. And once you have Cosmic Catalyst, you can activate it for every eclipse season. And we get 2 a year, my friends. So for those who are already paid, look out for that coming. If you are not yet a paid subscriber, jump on in. Now is an excellent time to join the community. Okay, my wonderful women around the world. We are now officially in eclipse energy. So I'm here in Australia. It's about just after 9 a.m. on a Thursday morning, and the eclipse became active just before 4 a.m. So for wherever you are, eclipse energy is active now. We have all been working towards it. You may have already been feeling a little bit of either agitation or a little bit of possibility or both, or things that are starting to kind of come to light, or maybe not even coming to light, but coming to focus. So we've all actually been working towards this moment now, which is when the new moon solar eclipse opens the eclipse portal. So for every eclipse, this is what happens. The sun and the moon line up and create an alignment, which is that eclipse energy. You know, there's that classic picture that you see of the ring of the sun around the moon, or any other kind of images that you get. It can be useful to think of the image of what's actually happening, because what's happening up in the sky as above, so below. So eclipse energy is this realignment of you. Soul you, higher I am presence you, and earthbound, it's real down here you. So that's what all eclipse energy is. And it always comes in a pair, sometimes a 3, but this time we have a pair. We begin with our new moon and then we move to our full moon. And that time in between is the eclipse portal or corridor or season. Choose whichever one works for you. I say season. I like having it as a whole season, kind of like Christmas season. So inside eclipse energy is when this realignment is happening. So that's essentially what it is. It's the time when your soul self you and the universe working on your behalf is saying, we're just going to rearrange some things. And that rearrangement is essentially your yes and your no. It's what is beginning and what is ending. Every eclipse season. Every eclipse season is going to show you something new or a direction you want to go or give you a new opportunity. And or it's going to close a door. Something's going to end. Or you're going to choose, like, I'm done. I am done. So that's all eclipse energy. And in this time in between these two lunations, the energy is potent. This is why I love it so much. It's this idea that the veil between the worlds is thin. So therefore, we can have an open conversation with the universe, and also the universe can have an open conversation with us. It's the magical insight. There's less resistance, less in the way for every eclipse season. So I'm going to tell a little bit more about eclipse season later when we get to the activation. But for everyone to know this, we are at a new moon eclipse, and the first thing you are not going to do, please do not do this. Do not set a new moon intention. No. That is the not now, my friends. This is the one new moon. Actually, twice a year we get it. But this new moon, don't set an intention. Because we want to be open to this magical insight, to this rearranging. So we're not making a decision at this point. What we're doing is we're inviting play and preference. So you can know what you want. What is the yes I want to move towards? It's almost like playing a game of cards where it's like your turn and my turn, or ping pong, or whatever game you want to think of where you share, pass the ball. This is what we're doing with the universe. So you can put in your request and say, I want more of this, please. But you don't decide how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. And also, at this point, you don't even have to decide what you're going to do about it. Because in eclipse energy, we want to be open, flexible, agile to the listening and the change that is possible. We want to be hearing where the no is, because what's happening for us now energetically is we are being redirected. So what we believe may be, oh yeah, that'll be a great move for me. If it's not, you are going to get a clear, I don't think so. Either the job you go for that you think is going to be the next great job for you, you're not going to get it. And that might really suck. But in an eclipse season, what we want to do is accept every no, and we want to amplify every yes. So let's go back to that serenity prayer. It is the prayer of eclipse energy. And for those in Cosmic Catalyst, it's in your guidebook. There's a whole page with just the prayer, because not everyone remembers. It may even be a new prayer for some. Please give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The serenity to accept. So this is also the point in the eclipse energy where you can be like, I have been trying with that person, that place, that possibility, that purpose for me. I have been trying, and I just now need to accept that that's not the way to go. I'm going to just accept that is not the way to go. Please grant me the courage to change the things I can. So in eclipse energy, if you're getting a really clear navigation from magical insight that it's time to change in a new direction for love, money, health, wellness, purpose, those big life themes, my friends, you're getting an indication, you're getting a little like, yeah, that would be the way to go, then double down on courage and be like, I'm going to say yes to that. And then the wisdom is our magical insight, it's our intuitive navigation. So during an eclipse season, what we want to be doing is listening. We want to make a lot of space for listening. Doesn't mean you're not doing anything. If you get an indication that maybe it would be great to maybe eat less processed food, speaking for self, this is always one of my things. Whenever I have clean nutrition, my intuition is like, yes, please, clear channel. So sometimes I'll get a intuitive navigation of like, yeah, time to go back and clean up that nutrition again. And so when you hear that, you can take an aligned step in that direction. It's not that you don't do anything. It's just that you don't do everything in an eclipse season. You want to just be saying yes and, yes and. And those no's, it's an absolute no. And have the serenity to accept, even if you don't understand why. Because in eclipse energy, you're not going to understand all the navigation. Why am I being directed in that way? I don't know. What is that going to be? What does that mean? Or why do I have to let that go? Less of that and more of the acceptance and the courage and the wisdom. That's what we want now. That's what we want now. So if you need to be saying the Serenity Prayer a few times over in the next couple of weeks, please do. It will help you to tune into eclipse energy. So this particular eclipse, now here, not everyone knows this because it's a new Dev D thing. I have chosen and also been directed to not get into the detail of astrology in my energy forecasting, in my guidance. And that's for two reasons. The first is there's some amazing people here on Substack and also on YouTube who are experts and specialists in astrology, and they can speak about the planets and the degrees and the conjunctions or the sextiles, or that is their body of work, and they do a beautiful job. There are so many amazing people. Some of them I follow and really enjoy their guidance. And I'm not an astrologer. I'm an energy guide. I'm a leadership guide for women. So I am actively choosing to interpret what I know about the astrology and dish it up to you all in simple language. So if you are someone who wants to know more about the planets and the connections and the degrees, please find someone online that you really resonate with and follow them, because it's amazing information. And this is point number 2, it can get a little bit confusing. I've heard from a lot of women that all of that astro talk gets people up into their heads and they're trying to understand, which means they're not embodied and able to take some action. So I have chosen to give myself the challenge of to not talk about all the degrees and the planets, even though I know, but to speak in terms of what does this mean for you? So that's what we're doing now, this particular new moon eclipse. This new moon eclipse is in the sign of Leo. Leo is our courage. Leo is who you are on the outside, how you express yourself, your creativity. Leo is fire. And this new moon solar eclipse has a particular invitation for women, and it's this. What part of your identity or ego, Leo's very ego, what part of your identity is done? What are you done with? What's the story you've been telling yourself you're done with? What part is done? But now here's the kicker. Do not focus on what is done. The opportunity of this eclipse is heart open. Eclipse is all heart. Oh, we've got Yannick here live saying, yes, I've been feeling very creative lately. I've heard from other women in the community about creativity coming out. Please. And the activation I'm going to share at the end has got a lot of creativity in it. So yes, following those impulses. Create some space for creativity, for some courage to try something new you've never done before. Try it once in eclipse season. Give it a red hot go. But what this eclipse season is doing is saying open heart, open palms, face forward. So we've got imagining from this new moon eclipse all the way through to our full moon, we've got about 2 weeks where the invitation is face forward, open heart, open palms, and looking towards if an old identity is done, who am I becoming? Who am I becoming? So the invitation of this eclipse season is don't think about what you want, the things or the places. Don't think about what you want. Think about who you are and who you're calling in for your energetic alignment, for your leadership. Because as women, we are all leaders. Leader first of self. So what are you calling in? What are you calling in? Who are you becoming? And this eclipse season, what we want to do, particularly now, because Leo is saying, hey, there's an identity upgrade available for you. Would you like to cash in? Please say yes. Facing forward. Who are you becoming? Please do not think about how, when, what needs to happen. For the next 2 weeks, you are in free form play with the universe and you're going backwards and forwards. And it's all about identity upgrade and who you are becoming. So what that can look like, I'll give me as an example. So I have, in the first 6 months of this year, I finished 2 cohorts of the Be Her journey. I've also been working on activating different parts inside the Be Her collective. And I'm now facing forward into the next 6 months where I'm going to be activating my creativity. And with my beloved sister Elizabeth, we're creating the Way of the Intuitive Heroine Oracle card deck. I am doing a long-term study of women inside the journey and beginning to write the book, The Way of the Intuitive Heroine. So my identity shift is from facilitator, teacher, business owner to leader and creator. So I'm calling that in. It's just the beginning of the story for me. My sister and I, while I'm here in Australia, we're going to have our first meeting around her creative idea. She's an amazing artist. Just you wait, they're going to be so beautiful. And I'm creating the content of the heroines and the different steps inside the cards. And we're going to begin to work together this eclipse season. Magic activation. And we're going to be at play and possibility. We're not going to make decisions around what it has to be or the timing that this is going to work. We can have requests to the universe, but inside eclipse energy, you want to be at play and possibility and opening. And this eclipse, I'm going to say it again because it's really important. It's about your identity and saying yes to an upgrade. So if you need to have a moment and reflect and decide, what am I over? I was with some friends last night, some magical women last night, and we were literally moving between a sauna and a spa that was kind of cold. So it was kind of like a cold plunge. And as we were moving, we were choosing, what are we letting go of last night? So if you need to still do that early eclipse, it's just like, I'm over this, that is a no for me. It can be about your abundance, your wealth, your prosperity, love, career, health. We're thinking big life themes here. But where we want to get to and where you want to place your focus, heart forward, palms open to receive. What are you calling in? And then this is how we call it in. So I'm just going to take a breath because I get a little bit excited. So again, little recap for those who are just joining. Do not set an intention. You do not set intentions at a new moon eclipse. You open to possibility. And this is why. Eclipse energy, those 2 weeks, they're doing this rearranging, aligning higher I am you with earthbound you like the sun and the moon does. It does the shifting around, closing a door, opening a window. And then at the end of the eclipse season, which is when we get to the other side of the full moon later in the month, so let's all just call it September. Once we get to September, that's when we start to play it out. And the energy that rearranges in an eclipse season will play out over the next 6 months until the next eclipse season. Which is why right now, everyone, you don't have to do anything. Try to do less and listen more, receive more, accept more, courage to say yes. That's what we're doing. Because once we get to September, then it's like, okay, so what am I going to do about it now? We want to be making a lot of space. Meditate more, journal more, talk to your friends about what you really, really, really want. Talk to your partner about what you're bringing next into your lives. Explore, get the coloured pens out and play. This is what we want to do in eclipse energy. Oh, I just got a ear thing at coloured pens and play. Okay, this takes me to our activation. Let's get into our activation. So for those in Cosmic Catalyst, this is detailed in your Cosmic Catalyst guide. And again, after this new moon circle, I'm going to be sending the next step for all paid subscribers doing Cosmic Catalyst now. It is in the guidebook. For everybody else, you might want to write some notes right now, because here is the activation for eclipse energy. It's the interactive vision board. So, you know, vision boarding where you can either, like old school, where you're cutting things out of the magazine and collaging it. The newer version is, you know, going to AI or Canva and creating a digital vision board. Whichever way you play, it doesn't matter. It's all about the intention and the play. An Eclipse interactive vision board is this. This is something I made up years ago for when I created Cosmic Catalyst, which is a few years ago now. And I remember playing this and how it played out. This is how you play. An interactive vision board is an open conversation with the universe where you are documenting what you receive during the eclipse energy. So you start the play. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to choose, is this old school on a bit of paper or is this digital? Choose one. For me, because I'm traveling right now, I'm going to go old school. I mean, I always choose old school. It's my way. I'm a paper and pen girl. But whatever you choose, you're going to choose where your interactive vision board is going to live. So for me, because I'm traveling, it's going to live in the back of my journal. For you, you might get a big bit of paper and coloured pens and maybe even some magazines and go truly old school, or open up a new board in Canva. And you are going to begin. And you are going to add to your vision board what you know are the yeses for who you are becoming as a woman, as a leader, as the full expression of you. So for me, mine would be the Oracle card deck that I'm doing with my sister. I would find an image or even just write Oracle card deck. So I'm going to put that on. And anything else that I know in my becoming. And it's not just the things, it's about who you know yourself to be, those aligned with identity parts of you. So another one for my becoming is something I said last night when I was working with my amazing magical friends here in Australia, is I said, I'm choosing now to no longer be the woman who's working on my abundance. Because the last couple of years I've done a lot of work, a beautiful journey in shifting from scarcity to abundance. So last night I claimed it. I left it in the spa water. I was like, I'm no longer working on my abundance. I am abundant. I am so abundant. I am moving towards overflow. So see how that's not actually me getting anything in particular? That's about how I'm turning up, who I'm being. So you want to add to your vision board the things you know you're a yes for that you want to call in. So for me, it's a clear thing. It's Oracle card deck that I'm working on with my sister over the next 6 months. For you, it might be a new partner, but you don't want to get into the detail. You don't want to be, they're this tall, they have that kind of job. Look, no, it's just love. I'm calling in love. And then think about the qualities of that love. Like with me, with my abundance, it's not just I am abundant. I am so abundant, I am in overflow. So you add to your vision board what you know you want, and then you make some space for the universe. You live your sweet life. And if you get an intuitive navigation, anything at all, you're going to add it to the board. That anything at all is going to be winks from the universe, navigation of wisdom. And so maybe they're not going to make sense. It may be a song that you're like, that's the third time I've heard that song this week. Write the name of the song on your vision board. Or it might be a particular line in that song or a way it makes you feel. Add it to the vision board. You may have a conversation with someone and you realize, wow, that's over. Add that to the vision board. That's a door that's closed. When we were doing Cosmic Catalyst as a community a few years ago, one of the things I kept hearing in the eclipse season was audio. Just the word, audio. And I was like, okay, audio. I didn't know what it meant, but I knew that I had received it. So I put on my vision board, audio. And what ended up happening as everything played forward is I started a podcast. And more than that, when I work with leaders, I had a session just early this morning in Australia time. I meet them on Zoom, but I also do audio tuning via Voxer. So at the time, I didn't know what audio meant. And you don't need to know the how or what it's connected to. You're playing at listening and receiving heart forward. So you add to your interactive vision board anything you receive. It might be a color, it might be a song, it might be a word, it might be a feeling, it might be a country, it might be a leadership quality. Whatever it is, add it to the vision board. Because that's your receiving. You can also add what is activating inside you. You might get to the second week of eclipse season and think, boy, I could just keep thinking about that. I don't know why. I don't know what it means. But I'm adding it to my interactive vision board because it's there. And that's all we're going to do, my friends. That's it. Make space and listen. Because when we get to the full moon eclipse, you are going to know so much more than you know now. And so we don't want to be too busy and miss any of the navigation and wisdom coming our way. We want to be clear on accepting. We want to activate courage to move towards who we are becoming. And those no's, they're a complete sentence, my friends. If you get a no, that person's not good for you. That person's not good for you. If you get a no that business venture, a little bit too risky, not everything's stitching up there, it's a no. Please take the no's as a gift. Some of them can be uncomfortable. It may be ending things that you don't want to let go of, or you don't understand why you need to let go of them. It's okay. You don't have to do anything about it now. You just have to accept. That's a no. And those yeses, get excited about it. Don't anchor them down in the eclipse season. Just be like, What could that mean? Audio, what could that mean? What could that mean? What's the yes and to this? And play. In an eclipse season, I would also say if you're into meditation, double down. If you're someone who was like, I always meant to start a meditation practice, now is a great time to start. Magical insight is high. If you're someone who loves to journal, please journal and see yourself reflected on the page. If you're someone who's like, always wanted to do that journaling thing and never quite got around to it or didn't know how, now's a great time for that. We're making space, my friends, and we are listening and we are at creative play with the universe. And it's got everything to do with you and your identity upgrade. So the question you are going to ask yourself again and again, this is a great journaling prompt. Who am I becoming? In the full aligned version of you, who are you becoming? That's what you want to be asking yourself right now. So, my friends, this is how we're going to play. For those who are a paid subscriber and with us in Cosmic Catalyst, it's all going to land in your email inbox. It will literally say Cosmic Catalyst in capitals, and you'll get every email and every step, and the whole journey is already in the guidebook that was given in the first email. I will link the guidebook in every email. Let's make it easy, my friends. Let's make it easy. Inside there, you have some meditations. You have journal prompts. It's all there for you. So you can say yes and follow along with the guidebook, follow along with every step of the journey. For those who are not in Cosmic Catalyst, you are going to make space. You are going to play. You are going to activate creativity and possibility and play along with the interactive vision board. It can be in the back of the journal like mine, or it could be quite elaborate. Choose how you play, because now, my beloved intuitive heroines, now is not the time to decide. Now is the time to play. Open up, heart open, palms forward, facing forward. Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? Because we all have an opportunity now with this Leo new moon solar eclipse for an identity and energetic upgrade. So say yes, say thank you, and let's do this thing. We are all upgrading right now. All right, my beauties, for those here on Substack, look out for the chat feature on Substack. We're going to be talking through the eclipse season in the chat feature so that we can be sharing stories. We can be following curiosities. If you're on any other platform and not on Substack, please join us here, Deb D, the intuitive heroine, at the Be Her Collective here on Substack. This is where it is all happening. And wherever you are, be exactly there and activate open communication with the dialogue of the universe right now. Activate play and step boldly, as a Leo does, into your new you. What a delight. Okay, I will see you here in Substack. I will be in your email inbox. I will, for those in Cosmic Catalyst, literally be in your ears with the audio activations, but for our new moon solar eclipse, we claim it now. We are the intuitive heroines. We reclaim our intuitive wisdom. We remember who the fuck we are, and we return to heroine status in our story, our life, and our leadership, and we activate that amplified with eclipse energy right now. Big love, many blessings. Have so much fun. This circle is now closed.